Hello everyone, it's Donna here from Homesteading New Zealand with the Blind Knitter. I hope you're all well and preparing for Christmas. Not long now, just a few short sleeps and it'll be here. So that's what I was going to talk about today, is just things around Christmas. I was thinking about a salad today. So Mr. Farmer, who's pottering around behind us, so if you hear some noise, it's him pottering around, have invited some friends for tea, and I thought, oh, we'll make a salad. And then I started thinking about a salad that it's funny how memories stick. So many years ago, my girlfriend made a salad that it was one of those oh my god salads that just you couldn't not love. And it was an odd combination. It was kumara, banana and peanuts. And I was thinking before, I thought, oh gosh, I'd love to make that salad, because I got groceries yesterday and I got veg, so I'm going to prep some veg while I'm talking today. And I bought some kumara, which was reasonably priced. Kumara, if you're listening from anywhere out of New Zealand, kumara is what you would call sweet potato. So it is, we call them kumara. So it was a staple for Māori, our native New Zealanders here, and so that's kumara, and it was a staple for them. But over in America and etc., it's called sweet potato. So I got the gold one. I prefer the red, but the gold was cheaper. So I bought what was cheaper, not what I prefer. I prefer the red one, but you can get red. It's got red skin, or you can get gold. This one's quite gold inside, but that will look quite nice with the salad. So now I can't ask my friend the recipe because she's passed away quite a few years ago now, and so I'm going to have to use this, which made me start thinking about memories and smells and taste and flavour. Now that's one of the things for me for Christmas. There's so many things that stir up memories in our brains over Christmas, and I wanted to talk that through today and see if there's any memories you have about Christmas and how they came about. And I'm going to talk about some of my memories of Christmas, some not so great ones and some good ones, and some wonderful ones. So I'm not going to make it all, jazz hands sort of thing. It's going to be real. So we'll talk about some things that weren't so great, and talking about memories. And so it's interesting in the brain. So we have what is called the limbic zone, which is our emotional part of the brain, and I've talked about it before. It's deep in the middle of our brain, and it's our emotional part of the brain. That's the part of the brain that's put there for survival. It's got our fight, flight and freeze system in it. It's also got our amygdala in it, which is Latin for almond, which is our anxiety and fear system. Anxiety and fear works because we can think back over past, over memories, and we can think forward. We can plan to the future and think forward. And putting those two together in a positive way can create some positive memories. But obviously when we put those two together in a not positive way and have some trauma or not great memories, that's where that gets triggered. The other interesting system, and this isn't a test, so you don't have to remember any of this, is called the hippocampus. And I always remember the name because it's part of our memory and learning system, and it sits. So if this is our brain, that's the front of the brain there, and if you open it up, right deep in the middle is, someone's trying to ring me, of course, is the limbic zone, which is right deep in the middle of our brain. And that is the part that I'm talking about today. And the hippocampus sits right on top of it. And I could be corrected, but I believe hippocampus means, I'm going to get rid of that because it's annoying me. I'm not sure if you can see it, but I can. It's not wanting to go away. There we go. So the hippocampus, and I believe, and I could be corrected because it's been a long time since I did my degree, but I think hippocampus is seahorse. So seahorse, and it is the shape of a seahorse if you ever saw a picture of a brain, and it sits right on top of our limbic zone. So any emotional things that happen to us that get that memory system, the hippocampus, gets triggered. The other interesting thing is that our optic nerve runs from the front of our brain right through the middle of our brain to the back, which is the occipital lobe, and that goes right next to the hippocampus, and also our olfactory system, which is our breathing, smelling, nasal system, is right there close to our hippocampus. So smells give us memories, sight gives us memory, taste for the same reason, it's nice and close, gives us memories. All of our senses give us memories, some stronger than others. Touch, and that's again another memory thing, but particularly smell and sight and taste, particularly smell. So that's kind of how, I mean, that's boiling it down into its simplicity, but that's kind of what I wanted to talk about today, was the memories, how they triggered, and yeah, because sometimes we've got some memories that aren't great about Christmas, and sometimes some of us have some pretty tough times. And I guess, you know, as a social worker, that's when I find, you know, particularly after Christmas, people can tend to sort of hold it together over the Christmas period, but then after Christmas, when the bills come in and the family have gone back home and the reality of who you've fought with or who you've loved with and all comes to the fore, and then you've got, you know, thinking about school coming up and bills and school fees and school books and or going back to work, and, you know, so all of those things happen particularly just after Christmas. So, you know, I know I'm an advocate of self-care. I really try hard to self-care because I do suffer with anxiety, but also being a social worker, I see the challenges that people, you know, and I know that the simple things like breathing exercises, like box breathing, they work. And, you know, that's why I like to give you a little description of the brain, because if you have a true understanding, I do believe that it helps. So I'm going to prep my veggies while we talk. I'm going to talk memories, but what I thought I'd do, back to my memory with this salad that my friend made many years ago, the kumara salad. I googled different kumara salads, kumara and banana salads, and got a whole lot of them and looked at them. And then I thought, I actually can't remember what it tasted of, but I can remember the memory of the taste. So I thought I would try a couple. I've googled a couple of recipes. I've had a little play with them as well, and so I thought I'd try those and give them a test. So I'm going to cook the kumara and prep the veggies, and then I'm going to test the two coatings for the salad and see which one I think might be okay. So I'll bring you down. I've got a cup of tea. I hope you're sitting there with a cup of tea, maybe you're knitting. I went yesterday to Palmerston North, which is an hour and 20 drive, excuse me, with a couple of friends to a knitting group in Palmy yesterday. It was a lovely day. We had a nice lunch and nice yak with other knitters, and we got a little gift. I'll get it for you. So everybody got a little gift. We all thought it would be knitting, but and everybody got cookbooks, so everybody got something different. So I got this one, which is 10, 20, 30 minutes. What is it? 10, 20, 30 minutes. Cooking in 10, 20, 30 minutes. Lots of lovely, yummy recipes in there. I do struggle with reading, obviously, but I can enjoy looking at the pictures, and if there's something I want to try, I can scan it and put it on my phone to spread it out. And that's how I manage those sorts of things. But there's something about a beautiful cookbook, you know, that's that visual stuff, and looking through and you know, memories again. So that is that. Someone's arrived, so I'll just say hello and then I will come back to you. I'm back. Sister-in-law turned up, so that was a nice wee visit. Right, I'm going to bring you down. I'm going to start my prep and then we'll go from there. So bring you down. Can you see me? No, it might be a little bit too far that way. I've got everything out. I've done my shopping in the pantry, and so I've got everything out. So hopefully you can see there, right? So the first thing I need to do, I think, is get the kumara on. Yeah, so memories, Christmas memories. I think I may have said in a past video, we have 4 newborn babies in our family, and which is just wonderful. And so we're going to have newborn babies on Christmas Day. Now there is a smell memory that I just love. It's the smell of a newborn baby. Now click like if you agree. There is something about putting a beautiful newborn baby's head in your hand and just smelling at them. Oh, I don't know what it is. It's just beautiful. Maybe it's something from, you know, a survival mechanism perhaps. In fact, I would almost guarantee it is. Think of psychology. You know, a lot of babies are born looking like their father, and that is a safety survival mechanism for animals so that the male doesn't eat the child. We want to hope they don't, but you know, that is a safety mechanism. So these are the golden kumara. You can see how lovely and gold they are. They're very, very gold. By golly, it's hot here. It's a week or so just before Christmas, and it's 27 degrees today, and it is 3:15. So I don't know what it's going to be like February, March, which are our hottest months. Always a bit tricky peeling kumara, but I find if you go back and forth quickly like that, it comes off much easier than doing it all in the one way. Don't know if that's a useful tip or not, but that's how I do it. Now, I've got my bowl here. I think 2 kumara is going to be enough. So, my chook scraps. I've been out, done all my chores today. It's Sunday, so I'm just going to get a bowl. Sunday today, so I did all my bits that I needed to do. Where am I going to put that? It's the thing when you do shopping. Just take the ends off those. Get rid of the dishwasher's full, so I can't put any more dishes in it. So I'll try and do as much as possible without the dishwasher. Right, so how my friend had them was cubed in sort of, what, 1 centimetre cubes. So I thought, oh, maybe a little bit more than 1 centimetre. We don't want them too small. Maybe, I suppose it's just over 1 centimetre. I'm not going to measure it, but I'm going to give you an idea. So cube these up. I've got the oven on. I've put the oven on quite high, so I've got it on. Where's my bowl I just brought in? Oh, there. So I've got the oven on, so you can see the sort of, can you see? There you are. Yeah, just cubed, just bite sides. Can you see me cutting down there? I'm just not sure. It's the trouble with my sight challenges. I don't want you to see my boobs all the time. That's not fun. Oh. It's falling to bits on me. There, try that. Right, so keep going, Donna. So, yeah, so the memory with this taste of this has lived on in me for many, many years. So let's see if I can replicate it or try and get it as close as possible. I know it's an unusual, well, I thought it was an unusual combination, but when I googled banana and kumara salads, there was heaps of them. So obviously it's not that unusual. There was a Fijian recipe where they use green bananas and kumara, which makes sense because kumara is very much over our side of the world. I don't know if you have it over in London and things. I'm not sure, to be honest. Don't know. Right, so do I need the third kumara? No, I think that's enough kumara in there, but what I will do while I'm on the job is prep that, because as I keep saying, I absolutely love having my prep veggies all ready to go in my fridge, so that, because I'm still going to work through Christmas. I have taken the stat holidays off, and I'm hoping to get over to Aussie to see my son, his wife and kids between Christmas and New Year. And but when I'm on holiday at home, it'll be so nice to just be able to pull these veggies out and decide what to have. I won't cube this, but what I will do is, what will I do? I'll do it just in case we have a roast. I'll do them in roast size pieces, I think, because that's more likely. And if I need them cubed, I can cube them later. So I'm just going to get a plastic bag over here, put my handy towel in it. Yes, so there we go. So it's the memory of the salad and the memory of the newborn baby. Now, Christmas is often a challenge for families, with people, you know, families members that are not there, and arguing, and, you know, all of those sorts of things. So sometimes it can be some not good memories, and that is my kumara. That is when things are a challenge. When you have some not good memories. Now, I had some challenging memories as a child, particularly around alcohol with my family member, and so we're quite strict on alcohol in our Christmas day. We do have it, we're not purists, but we are very strict on it because of the past things that have happened. And to be honest, I think Christmas is for children, and I think New Year is for big people, and that's when they can let it all hang out and do whatever you like then. That's my feeling anyway. But it, you know, alcohol is wonderful, but it can exacerbate people's emotions and feelings, and if you've got some challenging stuff at the forefront, what am I going to put those in? You can, look, I need another plastic bag for my red onion. Oh, that's wonderful. We got given a gift I'll show you shortly, and Mr. Farmer has made him very rural. It's Santa Claus, and he was a fisherman, and so he said, no, it has to be rural for us. So now I'm not sure whether I'm going to put red onion in my kumara salad or not, because one recipe had it and one recipe didn't, and I'm pretty sure my friend's kumara salad didn't. But I thought if I have the veggies prepped, then it'll be easy peasy if I decide to throw them in. So I'm going to cut that red onion up into quite small bits. I won't put handy towel in those until I know whether I'm going to use them or not, because that would be a mighty waste of a handy towel. Oh, get these onions done, then I better get the kumara in to cook, otherwise. One good thing with red onions is you don't have to peel them unless there's some not great stuff on the skin, and that has one that has to be peeled. You can see that, but most red onions don't need peeling because the outer layer is pretty much a layer of onion. So what I'll do is I'll slice this one. I won't. Just remember to keep your fingers closed up so that you don't cut your fingers. This is an exceptionally sharp knife. It's a chefing knife, but it's so good. You've actually got more chance of cutting yourself on a blunt knife. So that's the sliced red onion, and that's the prepped little fine red onion ready to go. Now back to the kumara. Get the onion out of the way. I need one of those little knives that they have at the chefs, the square ones, to pickle things up. This Right, now, what I want to do is roast these, and what they suggested, and I'm going to do this because I believe that maple syrup goes really well with kumara, and maple syrup goes really well with banana, and so I'm going to do maple syrup and banana. I don't think I've got any olive oil, which is a shame, but that's all right. You just use what you've got. Use what you've got and you'll want for nothing, as my old boss used to say. So 1/3 of a cup of oil, and put the lid on that, because you know me. Well, you might not know me, but I'm a spiller. And 1/3 of a cup of, wherever I put it, had it all in one place, there we go, maple syrup. So that's going to make the kumara lovely and sweet and caramelised. Love the little bottle it's in. It's got a little handle on it. I'm not sure why. Maybe you hang something from it, I don't know. But right. Give that a jolly good stir. Salt. This is our homemade salt, which has got garlic and paprika in it. Pepper. A bit of salt, bit of pepper. I don't want to overdo it because I want to try and work out the best flavours. Right, so there is kumara ready to bake. Let's bring this forward. I've put 3 layers of paper down because I think it'll be quite sticky with the maple syrup. So got the oven on 220, which is I think 400 and something Fahrenheit. Don't work in that. Spread them out a bit. And so put those in for 15 minutes, I think. I'll set the clock. Set the alarm because I'll just keep talking and forget about them, won't I? So, the bananas for the salad. I brought these bananas yesterday. There's so little. You've actually got to have bananas today. So, at lunchtime, you've actually got to eat 2 of them to feel like you've had one. So, they are quite tiny, but that's okay. I'm just going to slice those into slices. 1/2 centimetre-ish, so slightly smaller than the kumara. And I'm just going to put those in the container, and I'm going to sprinkle some lemon juice over them so that they don't go brown, and they can sit and wait. So that when we put everything together, whoops, right, there's a memory as well. My other friend, for her grandkids, she cuts up pieces of banana and rolls them in hundreds and thousands or chocolate chip sprinkles, and that is another little memory. Right, so yeah, so the negative memories, they can stick with you just as much as the positive memories, and they can be really difficult. So the best way to manage those is to pre-think. To think before. I'm just going to keep prepping veggies while I'm talking is to plan. So if there's an issue, have it planned so that you know what to expect on the day. And prioritise. You know, if you know what your priorities are, you will know what, you know, if you don't have any kids around and you like to have a drink, go for it. But if you've got kids around and it's an issue, don't go for it. This is spinach, and I thought I might put some spinach in my salad that I'm going to make, because you want a bit of green, don't you? In fact, one of the recipes I saw, they laid what was kale, but you could use spinach, it on the bottom, and then put the cream salad on top, which I thought looked quite nice too. Right, so there's, and of course the plastic bags inside out. Hey ho! I might see how much of that I use today, because that's going to annoy me if it's inside out, isn't it? Right, so banana, red onion, spinach is ready to go. I have boiled some eggs so that I can have them in the fridge, but I thought I might crack a few open and put the rest away in the fridge, because we love a hard-boiled egg. Minus two. Oh, two have gone already. So we love a hard-boiled egg. They're really handy in the summer. They're a whole food and quick and easy. I confess, they're not my Chook's eggs. They are shop-bought eggs, because they were reasonably cheap and they do peel better. Now, if you want to, unfortunately, or not unfortunately, here's another memory for me. Gosh, I've got spinach everywhere. One of my first jobs when I was young, when I was 17, was waitressing and bartending at a golf club, and I don't know how many eggs, hard-boiled eggs I peeled to make sandwiches, egg sandwiches, etc. So I got very, very effective, proficient at peeling an egg. Now you crack it down, so you just crack it, then you put your hand on the top, hopefully you can see me, and you roll so that the whole egg goes all mushy. And then it just peels off in pretty much in a couple of actions. How's that? Okay, so push it once, put your hand on the top, gently roll it, and peel. Comes off literally in 2 motions. Easy peasy peeling. That is one reason why I don't use my eggs, home eggs, because they are sods to peel, fresh eggs. I don't know what I'm doing with these eggs, but I figured if I had a couple all peeled, I could sit them on top of a salad. I want to do a lettuce salad. I'll do that last, because I like to spray lettuce everywhere so that Mr. Farmer's got something to clean up when I'm finished. He's going, yes. So, put those in there, and I'll put these in the fridge. We won't leave these hanging around outside, because I might put those in the fridge as well. So just put those in there. Clock and throw it. Now, rinse that out because I want to cook potatoes. When you hard-boil eggs, the water that you've hard-boiled the eggs in is toxic. Do not use it again. Do not. I had a friend that used to cook potatoes, and then he'd put the hard-boiled eggs in the potato water with the potatoes to cook. No, no, no. It's not a good idea. It's toxic. So rinse it out. Now, potatoes. I've got yummy new potatoes here. Little baby ones, which I love. Whether they need cutting or not, I quite like them smaller than that. When I cook some of these potatoes, I do cook a lot, because Mr. Farmer loves to fry them up for his breakfast. So what we don't eat, They sit in the fridge prepped. Or you can make an egg salad, or speaking about the hard-boiled eggs, and there's another memory, taste memory that I love. My mum used to make curried eggs. So she would make like a white roux sauce or a curry sauce really. So she'd make, it's not very pretty, she would make curry sauce with curry powder and a roux and onions and put hard-boiled eggs in them, and we would have them on toast. Oh, the cream and the curry and the eggs, superb. Now that is a family recipe memory, and I did make it a little while ago. It's not something Mr. Farmer would eat, but I will eat it big time. So I think we're getting to a full pot. No point wasting power and just doing a little bit. So let's get this pot filled and on. I have set the timer for the kumara, and what I thought I would do, it's for 15 minutes. I thought I would turn them so that they're evenly caramelised, or hopefully caramelised. Can't see why they wouldn't be. Right, that's enough potatoes. That's pretty chocker. Now I have picked some mint out of the garden. Mint, I love mint. It just smells divine. Oh, there's a memory. Yep. So what I do is I put a big swig of mint in with the potatoes when I cook them, so that it sort of permeates through the potatoes as they cook. And then when I've finished cooking them and I drain them and put some butter to melt through them, I sit some fresh mint on top and put the lid on, and that permeates double wubble. So I'm going to fill this with some water. Oh, I suppose I should rinse them a wee bit. They were clean, but I will rinse them. Fill this with water and a good big teaspoon of salt. They need quite a bit of salt, potatoes. They do take a lot of salt to flavour. There's a potato in the sink and I can't find it. That potato's not going to end up cooked, is it? Right, so spuds on, spuds done. Oh, we're getting through them. This is great. Kuma's prepped. Let's have a look at these mayonnaises. Oh gosh, I'm always conscious of that knife because it's so sharp. Gosh, if you drop that on the ground. Oh, here's some beans that I want to bag up. I've washed these. I need to take the ends off them so that I can put them in bags. So I'll just quickly do that. You see I've got ADD. Right, back to memories. So what about some good memories? If you've got some family members that aren't there, and so, you know, it's a lovely time to really remember the past, you know, the old song, Old Lang Syne. Remember our loved ones that have moved on and passed on. And it's a really nice time to sort of acknowledge them and if it's a fairly new, find a ritual, find something that you can do that is really meaningful for the family, that can help you, particularly if it's a fairly new loss, because that, you know, the first of every loss is always a challenge. So to try and create a ritual that will follow you through and help you through. So, for example, my mum passed away, gosh, what is it now, 14 years ago. Oh, doesn't time fly? These bags have been washed in the washing machine and hung on the line, so I don't know whether they're inside or outside. Yes, I wash my bags in the washing machine. Right, so those beans are ready and prepped for a meal. Don't know when we're going to eat those, but it's looking like we might have a bit of a small roast with beans and kumara. That doesn't look very nice. Try and get them all the same way, and then they don't get so battered around and bruised. Yeah, back to, so if it's a recent loss, it's trying to find a time during the day that you can remember that person you've lost without it being taking over the whole day, which can often happen with grief. You can often be, it can sit with you all day. But if you make a conscious effort to really try and have a memorial time, and you like say, right, we're all going to get together at 11 o'clock and raise a glass or make a cup of tea. My mum was mad on cakes and tea, so ours is tea and Christmas pie, Christmas mince pie or something, and trifle. I'll talk about trifle later. Yes, so, you know, try and find a time, a space within your day to actually do that. And so that the rest of the day you can say, right, now, you know, let's focus on the wonderful things of Christmas so that it's not so heavy. Because it can be a very difficult day for people. Right, beans are done. Tick, tick, tick. Getting through them, guys. Such a good feeling to have all these veggies in here. Ready and prepped. I absolutely love it. It can be a wee bit of a pain at the time, but right, this is the stuff I went into the pantry and got that I needed for these mayonnaises that I thought we would play with. One recipe is written by hand, one recipe is on my phone, and a cup of tea is most important. Let's just bring you back up and have a chat. So I can have a break and a cup of tea. Cup of tea was my mum's thing. That's one of my memories. In fact, I start leaving cups around all over the place now, and I said to my partner, oh, I'm kidding, like my mother's, cups of tea everywhere. Yeah, so yes, we are taping, just checking. So yeah, cups of tea, and my mother always said a cup of tea would solve pretty much most things. And she's quite right, it does, in lots of different ways, including helping you with breathing. Memories. So one of my fondest memories of food during Christmas, because that's a big thing, particularly in New Zealand, we're very food orientated. You know, having food is a sort of a cultural welcoming thing, family thing. Our family's Irish, Scottish and English, so that's the same culture. But Maori, I need to put, I can smell gas, maybe not. It's on, is it? Oh, it's on. And it's ticked. I'm going to pause you for a moment, and I'm going to turn the kumara and have a look and see, and then we'll make these mayonnaises and keep talking about memories. Won't be a minute. I'm back. Here I am. Look, here's another one of my garden things. Oh God, that one's a bit old. Oh, it might be okay. Broad beans. Ho! I can hear Mr. Farmer going, whoa, yuck. Who likes a broad bean? I do. This was the last of my crop, so some of them I don't think are going to, like, I pretty much had it. But I had a couple of good meals out of it, and one unfortunately got left in the fridge when I was away, and I stupidly didn't freeze it, but the chooks got those, so nothing's ever wasted. Yes, I enjoyed the broad beans. That's a memory from my childhood that I like, and so few people do. So when I was watering the garden this morning, I pulled out, and so what I've done is I've left all of the broad bean plants still in the garden. I'll pull out one every few days to feed the chooks so that they've got something nice and green to chew on. Right, I'm going to bring you down. I'm going to attempt to make these two mayonnaises, see what they're like, and go from there. So bear with. Bring you down. Can't have you sideways because you'll get vertigo. I've got you sideways. That's all there is to it. Sorry about that, you're sideways, and that's because my thing's breaking. Anyway, right, here we go. 2 jars, one for each one. I've got one written recipe here. So the first thing in there is 1 tablespoon maple syrup. So we've had the maple syrup out. Oh, by the way, I checked the kumara and it was doing nicely. It needed about 4, oh, I don't think that was 4, was it? Oh. That's the blind thing, you have to just accept that. So a tablespoon of maple syrup. 1/3 cup of oil. Now, I don't have my yummy oil at the moment, as I said before. I've only got just ordinary old oil, and that's going to be, it's going to have to be okay, because that's all I've got. So, 1/3 cup of oil. Can't see if it's full or not. So it's purely a guess on whether that's full, and I suspect it wasn't, because it doesn't look like much. It might be better. Put the lid. Oh, so here we go. Lost the lid. There it is. Put the lid back on, just in case I knock it. 1/3 cup of oil. 3 tablespoons vinegar, and I'm going to use white vinegar. 3 tablespoons. Put that one over there. You can see I buy it in bulk because I use it for cleaning. So 3 tablespoons white vinegar. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Okay. Sometimes we are just silly rather than, I should have just poured it into a small thing first, but no, Donna's got to be difficult. There we go, 3 tablespoons. I'm assuming that's 3, but some of it is certainly on the board. Oh my God. Never mind. When you're blind, you just have to, or when you're just human, really, you just have to live with things, don't you? So, 3 tablespoons of oil, 3 tablespoons, no, 1/3 cup of oil, 3 tablespoons vinegar, 1 tablespoon Dijon mustard, which I haven't got out, so forgive me because I'm going to go over here in my fridge and get some Dijon. I love Dijon mustard. I must make my own one day and see what it's like. I'm suspecting it would be very easy. So this is interesting that I now can't see whether the teaspoon's full or not. So I'm going to have to find some system to be able to do that, aren't I? Right. Dijon. And clove of garlic. Now I've got my minced garlic here, so I'm just going to put a teaspoon of that in. Teaspoon. I think that's a teaspoon. It's a fairly solid garlic, but that's okay. And 1 clove of garlic and 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and I'm just going to use ordinary old table salt. I'll go for something fancy later. 1/2 teaspoon of salt and pepper. And that's us. Oh. You can see why I have a board underneath. It's funny because here's another memory. My mum used to put newspaper down on the bench and I use a big board. It's probably to catch all the slops. I did see a podcast and I thought one day, I'm going to do that, and I haven't done it, is, she used a cafe tray. You know, when you go to the coffee shops and you pick up a tray, put all your food on to go along the fridges in cafes, and I thought that's a good idea because it's got a lip on it and it would catch stuff. Right, so that's that one done and shooken up. That's number 1. Number 2, God knows if I've got the flavours right, but hey ho. Let's pull up number 2's recipe. So, 1/2 cup of sugar. Oh my gosh. Must be a lot of half cup of sugar. That's a lot of sugar. So let's grab that. Half a cup of sugar. Half a cup of white vinegar. Now let's not spill this time, Donna. Use 2 hands, shall I? Yes, I'm going to have to find a system where I can see whether that's full or not. I'm making a heck of a mess, but hey ho, thankfully, got my trusty dishcloth. A teaspoon of turmeric. Now this is interesting. So a teaspoon of turmeric. Don't know if it would if my friend's recipe would have had this, because turmeric wasn't really. Oops, hang on, pot's boiling over. Yay, potatoes are on the boil. You can smell the mint. Lovely. And 2 teaspoons of curry powder. This is unusual, isn't it? Right, 2 teaspoons curry powder. 1, 2. Might be quite hot, that one. You give that a shake up. Lid. Shake. Might need quite a bit of shake up with that one with the sugar in it. Okay, I'm going to clean up. Ooh, bring you back. I'm going to clean up my mess, and then we're going to try this mayonnaise. So I'm in my office now, as you can see at the background there. We had our friends turn up and we had a lovely dinner with them, and I got them to test my kumara and banana and peanut salad, and they liked them both. So there we go. I had the leftover for my lunch today and I mixed the 2 together, and so I will definitely be using those recipes again. As for the memory of my girlfriends, I don't think just wasn't a memory. Oh. So, you know, your expectations of something. So maybe it was just more of time and place and where we were. And anyway, so yeah, we were talking about memories all the way through that, and we all have some good and some bad. And I guess what I was really trying to sort of emphasize was, if you asked a child what they got for Christmas when they were 7 or 8, they probably wouldn't remember, but if you ask them what their memories are, I think they will. And it'll be things like the taste of Nana's trifle, or the smell of Auntie's perfume, or, you know, the feel of getting the family all together. There'll be some sort of sensory memory. And so the moral of the story is, don't stress too much about all those presents and gifts and things, and try and make it more about forming memories and forming experiences that can follow them through life, because they will follow them through life. And our kids say the same, you know, my children and my sister's children are all adults now, but those memories of what we did when they were kids through Christmas, they're now creating for their kids, and we're seeing that. We're looking back. We can sit back and watch them create those memories with their kids, and it's just lovely. So just remember that it's not about the fancy gifts, it's about creating the memories. Anyway, have a great time. I'm sure I'll see you before Christmas. I hope I do. All right, bye for now.